The Secretariat of the All India Insurance Employees Association was in session at Hyderabad on the 5th and 6th of this month. The Secretariat had some important issues before it. The first issue was how to confront with the challenges facing public sector insurance industry, both the Life Insurance Corporation of India and the public sector general insurance companies. We had to discuss, debate on these issues and finally come out with solutions to meet those challenges. One particular issue about which the AIIEA Secretariat was greatly exercised was the issue of the long delayed wage revision to the employees in public sector general insurance industry. And thirdly, we also had a detailed discussion as to how best to strengthen the organization, that is the All India Insurance Employee Association, and strengthen the physical and ideological unity amongst the rank and file of the organization. So the Secretariat had a wide-ranging discussion on these three important issues. Now the Secretariat of the AIIEA, it felt that the attack on public sector insurance industry, this is a part of the overall attack that is being unleashed by the present government on India's public sector institutions at large. We are aware that the government had fixed up a target to disinvest around 1.75 lakh crores of shares from India's public sector institutions. Out of this targeted amount of 1.75 lakh crore, the government has fixed up a target to mobilize 1 lakh crore by way of disinvestment of India's public sector institutions and the remaining 75,000 crore by way of disinvestment of other central public sector enterprises. Now, when public sector financial institutions are under particular attack of the government, it's but natural that the public sector insurance industry will also come under attack. And towards this end, the Finance Minister of India, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, had already told in the budget for 2021 that she wants to list the LIC of India in the stock exchange and disinvest a part of its LIC shares. This financial year, the Finance Minister wanted to take this proposal forward, and she made a declaration that she wants to complete the disinvestment or the IPO of LIC by the end of this fiscal. And now the government is in a tearing hurry. The advisors have already been appointed. The government is in search of some legal advisors. Some 10 investment bankers have already been appointed to manage the LIC's IPO. So the government, because it is confronted with a grave economic crisis, which is entirely of its own making, is in a particular mood of desperation to somehow meet this eventuality of a grave economic crisis. When I said that the government has created this crisis itself, it may sound somewhat awkward, but we are aware that the government inflicted two self-goals by way of the demonetization drive that it unleashed, and secondly, through the burst-up implementation of the GST regime. The economy was in doldrums. Subsequent to that, the COVID also destroyed the Indian economy. Now today the government is in such a situation, against its estimate of 6.8% of fiscal deficit, the government today is confronted with a huge fiscal deficit of 9.5%. So they are at their wits' end. And now, utilizing this crisis as an opportunity, they want to wriggle themselves out of this crisis by way of privatization of India's public sector assets. And in this context, we can also view the recent policy pronouncements relating to the national asset monetization pipeline also. So under this policy of the government, public sector insurance industry has come under sharp attack. The LIC's IPO, which we believe it amounts to the first step towards the privatization of the Life Insurance Corporation of India. And our Secretariat has taken a firm decision that LIC is an iconic household name in India today. Out of every 5 Indians, 1 Indian would certainly be having a policy issued by the Life Insurance Corporation. From a mere asset base of 5 crore, today it has grown to an astronomically huge asset base of 38 lakh crore. Every year, the LIC generates investable surplus to the extent of 4.5 to 5 lakh crore. Every year, the LIC has been giving huge amounts as dividends. In the last financial year, the LIC gave a dividend of 2,700 crore against the initial equity capital of mere 5 crore. So our Secretariat decided it is our bounden duty to protect the Life Insurance Corporation of India in the public sector. And we have decided, since the people of India at large are with us, because LIC commands an overwhelming market share of around 70%, it means out of 100 people who purchase life insurance, 70 are with the Life Insurance Corporation of India. We would like to take their support. We would like to take the support of the political parties and try to widen, deepen and broaden our struggle against the so-called IPO of the Life Insurance Corporation of India. On this, the Secretariat also decided that the way the Government of India went ahead with its decision to privatize the public sector general insurance companies, that is a breach of the commitment that the government itself gave way back in the 2015. In 2015, the government gave an assurance in the floor of Parliament that they would not be bringing down the government equity in any of the public sector general insurance companies below 51%. But in the last budget, the finance minister told she wants to privatize one public sector general insurance company apart from privatizing 2 public sector banks. But recently, in the month of August, disregarding all requests to send the Jibna Amendment Bill for closer parliamentary scrutiny, the government didn't even consider the suggestion of the opposition parties to refer the bill to a select committee for closer scrutiny. And ultimately, in spite of the brute majority of the government, marshals were roped in and the government saw to it that in a matter of minutes, a bill, an issue as important as the privatization of general insurance companies in the public sector, this bill was adopted, in a matter of seconds. So this speaks of the democratic deficit in the present government. The general insurance companies, they have been created or they were created through an act of parliament. They have been subserving the national needs, the requirements of our nation in a brilliant way. General insurance companies in the public sector, at a small premium of 10 rupees, 12 rupees, they have been providing insurance coverage to the poor sections of the society to the tune of lakhs of crores of rupees. Now these institutions are being privatized. Our Secretariat felt that the privatization or attempts at privatization of public sector insurance industry, these are part of the overall drive of the government to privatize the whole gamut of public sector enterprises in India as a part of the government's flawed policy of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Because India, how can it be self-reliant or Atmanirbhar when the resource mobilization effort is left to the whims and caprices of private capital? It has to be in the domain of the public sector essentially. So we will try to make common cause with other sections of the toiling people, with other sections of the people who are facing the same problem from the government policies, who are fighting against the privatization policy of the Government of India. We will align our struggle with the struggle of those democratic and progressive sections of the people, and we will try to deepen and broaden our struggle. The Secretariat also decided that the attitude of the government, so far as the wage revision issue of public sector general insurance employees is concerned, this is condemnable. Historically, the wage revision of LIC and public sector general insurance employees, it has been identical. They not only take place at the same time, but the pay, the structure of the pay, all the entitlements in terms of the allowances, it has always been identical for the LIC employees as well as for the employees in the general insurance industry. But this time around, After an initial exploratory round of discussion, let alone concluding the wage settlement, there has been no discussion in the public sector general insurance industries after that. Naturally, employees are deeply agitated over the issue. Because when the employees of public sector general insurance companies, they have been discharging their responsibilities admirably well. When public sector general insurance companies, in spite of facing the heat of the competition from foreign and big insurance companies, they have been performing admirably well. It is unethical, immoral on the part of the government to deny the legitimate wage revision of employees in the public sector general insurance companies. The Secretariat therefore decided that we will be launching struggle on the question of wage revision of the public sector general insurance employees. And tomorrow, we are also meeting in the Standing Committee of the General Insurance under the banner of the All India Insurance Employee Association. We shall be devising the future contours of our struggle in that Standing Committee meeting also. And the most important decision that the Secretariat took, that today we are celebrating 75 years of India's independence. And at a time when you are celebrating 75 years of India's independence, all the values associated with the freedom movement, they are being sought to be turned upside down by our ruling dispensation. When the leader of the country should be giving a clarion call for the people of India to unite under the banner of the Indian Republic, he wants to remember the horrors of the partition. This is something divisive. And along with this divisive and communal agenda, the unity of the working people is sought to be divided on the basis of caste, creed, color and religion. Our Secretariat has decided a people divided is a nation divided. So we will organize the people, we will unite the people, insurance employees, in spite of their small numbers, they will work, they will struggle so that the people of India, they unite and they try to build up a strong and vibrant India. This is the decisions of the Secretariat of the AIIEA, and we have also decided we will make a common cause with other sections of the toiling people, including the farmers, and we will be giving moral support to the agitating farmers against the 3 farm bills, and insurance employees also will give solidarity and support to the farmers on the day of the Bharat Bandh, that is on 27th of September 2021. Thank you, friends.